Yeah, welcome
Welcome.
to the Three Oak Podcast, where even the artists can be fans. AJ the Menace.
Shane M. Petty.
Javada Hunter.
And today we have with us, for our round two, clap please.
Yeah, everybody breathe.
Sarah the llstrumentalist.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. Welcome
Thank you.
back.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, most definitely, man. We
Appreciate
see
it.
you working. We are so happy to have you back.
Yeah, to
Yup.
catch up to everything you've been doing.
Yes. I've been doing
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
that's obviously the first question for those who haven't seen it.
So
you know what I'm
what's
saying?
up?
There is a part one, but that's the
Yes.
first question. We want to know what you've been up to these last 6 months.
Oh my God. It's been a lot. My life's changed a lot in the last 6 months. The person I think you knew is like literally like a different person because
Okay.
I think we even had this conversation about food.
Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah, we had a conversation about how basically in general for the last 7 years of my life I've been really sick.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
I've had really bad acid reflux disease, and like every single morning I would like throw up acid.
Ooh.
So
You actually didn't give those details last
no,
time.
but yeah, okay.
But
So
yeah.
that was the reality of my life. I was really sick, basically trying to like figure out what was going on. So I would have these really bad flare ups where I would just throw up everything and like would be out for days. And like I had this one flare up where it was bad. You know, I go to the doctor, they just prescribe me medication and like act like everything's all good. But I had like this dream, and this dream was crazy. Excuse me. This dream kind of had like, I don't know. I was in a lot of pain physically, but like this dream like made me mentally feel good. So I kind of felt, I kind of held on to it, and for some reason something told me to like watch What the Health on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
so it kind of just started like this awakening period of my life, because it was just not just like the food thing, because when you watch What the Health, you get to learn like how you've been lied to your entire life.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys seen it.
I
Have you
haven't.
guys?
I need to watch it.
No,
I
I've
haven't
seen-
seen it. I've seen documentaries of the style.
Yeah, I've
of
seen
the
Food
style,
Inc.
but
I've seen
not
Food
that one in
Inc., but not,
particular.
What the
This one is it's literally it's called What the Health, because the whole time you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Literally, like you're just like, why didn't anyone tell me this?
Yeah.
I went to the grocery store today.
Oh man.
The manager, she was ringing me out, and she noticed that I was getting organic bananas, and she's just like, do you always get organic bananas? And I says, yes, absolutely. And she's like, why? What does that mean? And I was like, I'm so glad you asked, and it just bothers me. People don't really understand. And you're the manager of this grocery store.
You should know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
heavy.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I told her, I was like, the difference is organic just means it's real, like came from an actual tree, and someone picked it or someone got it from, you know, whatever vines. The other stuff that's not organic just means that it's genetically modified, which means it's cloned, which means it's not, like if you notice, if you go to the grocery store in the produce section, the apples, they're so perfect and round and
Right.
shiny.
And almost too big. too.
Right, yeah, they're perfectly... Ooh,
They're
it's
They're just
modified.
yeah,
they
they're-
look exactly what you think they would look like.
yeah, they're perfect. They're shiny. Sometimes they don't even have a stem because they don't even come from a tree. Like
Damn,
peep
I
game,
didn't
like
think
you
about
open
that.
it up, there's not even some seeds in it.
That's a fact. I've ate several apples with no seeds in them before.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some. Have you? I'm gonna throw you off on this one. Did you know some bananas are supposed to have seeds?
What?
Oh, I don't eat
Oh
bananas.
hell no! I did not know. I don't eat bananas, but I did not know there was.
No, I
seeds
do
in
eat
them.
bananas, and I've never come across
encountered
it.
seeds.
Probably
Yeah.
never had a real banana before in our
Holy
life
shit.
because they're
Sheesh.
genetically modified. They cloned them to be something so we can have the food. But the thing is, those foods cause us to have cancer,
Right.
diabetes, and all these
They
Sickness.
put
Yeah.
bad stuff in our body, basically.
So basically, I watched this documentary. I learned a lot of other things. Actually changed my diet. I'm on a plant-based diet, so I don't really eat meat anymore at all. I haven't eaten chicken since Christmas.
How
Wow.
long? How
haven't.
long has that been going?
I like since that day, like since October, like 6 months ago, November, October.
Yeah, that was right after the interview.
Yeah, I had this dream and watched What the Health. I started to watch other documentaries and YouTube videos of other people like talking about the food industry and how you can walk in. There's this one black guy. He walks into Kroger and he breaks down everything in the
Oh,
store.
word.
Wow.
Oh my God! Everything
YouTube
from
video?
a water. Yes,
Aw.
I'll
Yeah.
send you guys. He breaks down because he'll tell you how like if you are organic food has a number 9 in front of it.
Okay.
And
We're talking like the food serial number almost?
Mhm.
Okay.
every real food has a number 9 in front of it. All the fake food has a number 4 in front of it. So every time you go
What?
grocery shopping now, when you go look at the
You check
produce
the numbers,
section,
yeah.
you look at the number. It's everything got a 4 in front
Dang.
of it. You pissed off, and it is a little section for organic, and it's a little. It's expensive.
It's disrespectfully
It's not
small,
expensive,
too.
but like it's
It's priced
it's worth
higher.
it. It's
Yeah.
it's priced higher. It's worth doing it because I don't have to go to the doctor anymore. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You haven't been to the
Yeah.
doctor in
I don't-
6 months?
I went to the doctor. That's last time I went was when I got sick, and they want me to go back, and I'm just like, nah,
I'm good out
I'm
here.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to go and cuss y'all out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All these
So-
pills you done had me try.
Right.
Yeah.
So this happened. So this the food thing happens. I changed my diet. I learned about how like even most African Americans are Native American.
I've heard that theory
Okay.
before. I never dug into it, but I've come across it before.
So I would say 2 things: don't send your DNA to those DNA places
Yeah.
because you're
Like
sending
the kits.
yeah, like
Okay.
23andMe and whatever ancestry because you're
Same,
sending your DNA to a corporation, a business.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on top of this, they don't really they didn't test none of the Native Americans. Like they don't have their DNA. They don't really. So think about so.
Oh,
so-
damn.
So
I didn't think about that.
So
That makes
I'm
complete sense.
gonna put
Yeah.
y'all in perspective. My grandma, she's from Ahoskie, North Carolina. That's close to Roanoke Rapids. If I ask my grandma tell me where you're from, she said I'm from North Carolina. Tell me where you're from, Grandma. I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where's your family from? North Carolina. Anything
yeah.
about Africa, Grandma? No. And you look at her. She doesn't
Yeah.
look black. She doesn't look African. She doesn't look white. But she's on her birth certificate. She's a Negro. Because that's most black people. Most
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
people in North Carolina
Yeah.
that are light skinned or brown.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you notice, like most African Americans don't look African. You can tell the difference between an African American and
And
an
African.
African,
Yup.
and it's because you guys, most people are from here. If you really ask your your family, ask them, because those are the people that really do know where you're from. No ancestry test is really going to tell you.
That's true.
So you have to bug your grandma, like, where are you from? Like, they will know. They will tell you, like, I'm half this, half this. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know
Yeah.
I was half, like, Cherokee, half, like, literally, like, there's an interview of Waka Flocka talking about how he's
At the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
saw
I was
that.
like, what is he
Yeah.
talking about now? And I listened to him because he's a vegan or he's on a plant-based diet. And I was just like, what is he talking about? I looked more into it, and it was some deep stuff that
Yeah.
I found out. So that was another thing that I found out that I felt like we were being lied to, like who we are, identity, where we come from,
Yeah.
what we eat. And then other things that I found out, I was watching like these interviews from like Jim Carrey because he was waking up too.
Oh, he's awakened now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awakened.
He's
So he come up with this interview talking about like meditation and like if you notice like my beat tape is called Conversations,
yeah.
and it's actually meant to start conversations
Okay.
because each name of the beat or each beat is a different topic. So if you really look at
Okay.
it,
Got you.
yeah. So
Okay. Got you.
topics like genetically modified is one of the topics. One of them is like
Can
Antarctica.
you do me a favor and pass my iPad for me real quick? I got them on there.
One of them is called like Antarctica, and the reason why like
I think I heard that one.
it's called Conversations is because I really want to have these conversations with normal people or
Right.
day-to-day people, but I can't.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I put it in a beat tape.
Why don't you like Twitter? Literally a place to have conversations with people you don't know.
You're
Or that
right.
You can't
You're right.
contact on a daily
You're right. I mean, it's just like not that, but it's just like people around me. Like when I was, like I said, I came through this awakening period. I'm getting literally every day these nuggets of knowledge
Right.
of like heavy amounts of knowledge, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I want to share it with somebody.
Right.
And then when I start talking to them, they be like,
Oh,
what the
I see
hell
what
are
you're
you
saying.
talking about?
Well,
I'm
because
like,
you're
limited
on a
in your
different level.
day-to-day
Exactly.
reaction,
You
yeah.
need you're trying to connect with people they're connecting the dots the same place you are.
yeah.
I get it.
So basically, I was going through a period where I really wanted to talk to people
Yeah.
about what I was experiencing.
Yeah.
And learn.
So so I found like a interview with Jim Carrey. He was on like the Tonight Show in '94, right? back in the day, he was promoting Dumb and Dumber. He had a T-shirt. He was on the Tonight Show. He was promoting Dumb and Dumber, and he made a joke, but it wasn't really a joke. You don't know if he's serious or not.
Right.
You're gonna take it as a joke just off of who it is.
Yes.
Too.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jim Carrey, he made a joke about how, people still think that we sent someone to the moon. And he looked so serious, and everyone was laughing at him. And I was like, I heard about this before about people talking about like the moon, man being on the. Why would people say that? So I was like, let me do some research.
Okay.
That sounds so crazy.
Look,
shit.
I am right there with you, bruh. I am right there with you.
I've
Everything
never
you're saying,
researched this, so.
Bruh.
Look, when you go down the rabbit hole,
I
bruh.
know.
Deep.
I feel like you
Deep.
say this almost every
deep.
episode.
Yeah, but see,
Shane.
remember I
We
told
talked
you
about it a lot,
2017, but there are certain places where
You know
there are
you
like
went too
bad
far.
detours. Like there's misinformation out there as well.
It
so,
is.
and they
So
can
that's
fuck
why
you
I'm
up.
just like, I question everything now.
Okay.
And I'm at a point where, like, after that, like I said, it went down a rabbit hole. It went from Jim Carrey making a joke about the man on the moon. So I did some research about it. I was like, why would people say that?
Right.
So then I found out something about Antarctica before the 60s, like before NASA was even created. Apparently, there was this guy named Richard Burr that's like he explores the world. He goes to Antarctica or the North Pole, right?
Okay.
He basically goes to Antarctica and he finds multiple things, one being this giant ice wall. And then he says that behind it is land that's bigger than like the United States. And he has this in an interview. Like it's an actual video footage of him saying this.
What's his name?
His name is Richard Burr, like Admiral Richard Burr. And like he talks about how there's this huge amount of land that has not been discovered in past Antarctica. And like there's this ice wall. And then as soon as he talks about this, there's a treaty that's signed from every country in the
world.
UN that does not allow anyone to go into Antarctica.
Nobody, no citizens can go past a certain place in Antarctica. Like you are not allowed to go there.
Right.
And nobody knows why.
Right. So people say so.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So
and
and
look,
I'm just-
every nation, like that's the thing I was trying to wonder. It's like, okay, so we keep going to war and we can't,
Right.
cure cancer and all this stuff, but they all can agree to keep this part of Antarctica hidden from everybody. They
Right.
all agree on that.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Oh yeah.
So something's going on, right?
gosh.
So basically, they found something down here, and all of a sudden NASA was created. Okay, there was this space program that
The
had
controlling
to
force, pretty much.
basically what they're saying is that the Earth is flat.
And that's what B.O.B. was saying on the Breakfast
Gotcha.
Club.
And so people say, well, if the Earth is flat, well, why don't you go to the end of the Earth?
Because they won't let you go to the end of the earth. Oh, okay.
See, that's what they were saying. I dug into that.
Oh,
now I'm not
Lord.
gonna say I'm 100% on it, but
I don't know where I'm at.
yeah.
I'm processing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, that's
No,
that's Neo in the
right.
Matrix. Remember
That's-
that part where he gets out? He's like, "Get me out! It can't be real." And Morpheus is like, "I didn't say this was gonna be easy, Neo.
Right.
I just said this is the truth.
Crazy,
I just said
literally.
this is the truth."
Like I said, I went from Jim Carrey because like we were talking about Kundalini. Kundalini is one of the songs on my
Project.
beat. Yeah, and Kundalini is just basically if you meditate and you're into yoga and your inner self. Kundalini is like a part of one of your chakras that makes you feel hella good.
Yeah.
And he talks about how it makes you like astro project or like
that sounds
all this
so
stuff.
lit. I
Oh,
want
I've
to
done
do
that by
yoga so
mistake.
bad because my core is so weak.
Well,
Oh, really?
it's
Oh, yeah.
basically when I went, like I said, I was doing stuff, learning things about him and what he was talking about, and then he did some interview with an old interview about the man on the moon, and then I watched the man on the moon. Why people would think
It was
that,
fake.
right? Because
Yeah.
they said that it was a cover up for something that they found before, which was Richard Elmer whatever his name,
he
finding.
Burr, yeah.
Because
what
he did
he
an interview. He's on like
Finding the
Right.
wall on the other side.
yeah, he said that
This wall.
he said there's a mass amount of land that's bigger than America that's past this that's never been discovered, never been used. So as soon as this happened, NASA gets created, and people literally just imagine taxpayers are paying for NASA. They're saying it's basically the biggest movie production.
Yeah.
Wait, what is?
NASA is the biggest movie production.
Movie?
Forget Hollywood.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Right.
The visuals they're creating for us as Americans to
Right.
keep us at a certain level.
To keep
Oh
our
my
knowledge
God,
away
we're
from
digging
whatever's going on.
deeper.
Yeah, that's kind of real.
Yeah.
No, they even talk about the guy that that does the movie not Interstellar, some other movie back in the 70s about
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes, Space
Yes.
Odyssey.
My nigga be knowing these
yeah.
dates.
Hey, look.
Right.
I've
right.
been down the rabbit hole. I've been down.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a movie buff.
Yeah. So, Space Odyssey. There was a movie that was about space travel, and they took that guy, and he was part of the NASA team. Like, he's a part of the space program. So he produced
movie was made.
He's producing the visuals for us.
2001: A Space Odyssey. It was like the first realistic portrayal of like space or whatever.
Right.
And then, but it was made before like the first person went on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No.
Oh my gosh.
No, he made a black and white movie first.
Mm-hmm.
What was that black and white movie? Doctor Strangelove, I think. There's a part where there's a special effects where at the end where somebody is riding a missile and is heading towards Earth, and it looked kind of like real for like the 50s or whenever it was made.
Right.
Yeah.
That was made before the moon landing.
Right. And then they asked him.
Then people, the theory is that they went to him, NASA went to him and say, hey, we want to beat the other countries to like going to space. We want to make it seem like we're going to space. We want your special effects to make it, so because in the 50s, on a gray screen,
Right.
Like
Right.
that's
That's only
going to
so
look
much they
real.
were doing back then.
Yeah. I mean, this was at the time when they had that radio show, War of the Worlds or whatever, on the radio, and people thought it was fucking real,
Right.
And it was on the radio, so
Exactly.
people were more impressionable back
Exactly.
then, and easier to fool.
How could you broadcast a moon landing in the 60s live?
Oh, and all the footage. Look,
When you really
the
break it down
technology,
like
the
that,
technology.
you're like,
Good.
come on, bro. Y'all just got there. You telling me
Yeah.
you figured out how to
And
just
we
go.
can't go back. They say
Yeah.
we ain't got the technology to go back. What you mean?
And they're saying like they don't have the technology to go back, and all the records from the moon landing, like they're all gone.
Yes.
Like they don't even have it anymore. Like somebody
Exactly.
went with a
What?
camera and he was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
yeah. So where's the record? Can we see like the old things? And he was like, oh, they're all gone. It's
crazy.
like, why'd you throw it away? That's
Like,
iconic.
That's
Like
the last thing you would ever throw away.
yeah. So
All right, real quick, back to this
Oh
Antarctica wall, right? That
Yeah.
nobody can
Yeah.
pass.
Basically,
Trump's wall.
so basically,
Well, the Game of Thrones in me immediately thought Jon Snow might be on the wall, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna come in.
But
what?
I ain't
no,
seen it, though.
Game of
you ever
Thrones.
seen Game of Thrones?
Oh,
yeah.
the wall.
It's like the wall, yeah. Okay, but this is why I'm scared to go down these those rabbit holes and
Yep.
stuff, because we've all seen this, right? We've all seen the world as a sphere, and we
Oh, yeah.
we see
Absolutely.
it, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's got me thinking, damn.
bruh,
I get it though, because now you're saying all that might have been bullshit.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you something,
Everything.
bruh.
I
Like
mean-
everything, like I said, it was first the food. I was like, damn, I can't eat a Lunchable no more.
Oh
Like,
no,
you know what I'm
did.
saying? Like,
Damn sure can't
I
eat
was
no
like,
Lunchables,
God
yeah.
damn. Like, I mean, I was ignoring it, but damn, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
But then, and then it came to like I said, my identity. I had to people were telling me all these things about who I was, but then I had to figure out who I was. I had to ask my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, who are you? I'm Cherokee. I'm like, well, why your birth certificate say black or nigger? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but she white. Like, she's not white, but she's like
Fair skin,
yeah, like our whole family, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, but a lot of African Americans are like that. Like there's a lot of, so it was, and then I found there was a lot of lies about what they told us about the slave trade. Like, it's not as like the whole root shit. Like, that actually is really like they put that in our brain.
Yeah.
Because that's why
Yes.
some
That's
Africans.
fake.
That's why some Africans don't even consider us like them, because
Yes.
Yeah.
some of them kind of like
Because it's
know
true.
this truth about like, no, you guys are not us at all. Like
Yeah.
you guys are like
You're
from
complete.
there.
You're from a different spot. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't even know anything about
We're just the same.
slavery.
We're just the same color.
Damn.
But yeah,
We've been lied to, bro. Everything from our identity, what we eat, where we live. So like, I try to, after like learning about this whole like Antarctica thing, I watch more documentaries about people talking about how the Earth could be. It may not be a spear. And then I think, I started asking questions. Like one of my beats is called Curved Water. Water always finds
Yeah, that
a
was
level.
that was actually one of my top
How
songs on
can
there.
water curved like on a globe? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm confused. I be sitting there thinking. I be like,
See, but that's what I'm saying. When the way I look at it now is kind of just like, since I don't have like proof
Right.
of it,
Right.
Yeah.
I have it in my mind
Right.
to be like, I'm not stupid. You know,
Right.
I know something is up. I'm gonna continue on what I'm doing, but I'm not stupid.
right.
You know.
You know, I have a so I try to figure out everyday activities to figure out how I can show myself. I'm not quite sure what anything is anymore because
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I really
yeah.
don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
exactly
things
what I am.
like I have a drone, right? Little everyday experiments. Let me fly my drone in the air. Everything is flat.
Oh, you have a drone?
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
Think
yeah. I saw
about
that
it. You
video.
go.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, I
some
saw that video.
literally. It's called an airplane
Oh, plane.
That's true.
because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
flying
yeah.
on a plane, my
Yeah,
nigga.
airplane.
You get it?
Yeah, I do. 100%.
Do you dip when you get on an
You know-
airplane? Do you curve when you get on that? No, seriously. Like you get to go to California.
Yeah. I heard
I know what you're saying. I hear you,
No.
son. I'm hearing it all.
I be looking at it. I be looking out the window. Literally, I be ever since
I'm about to
I've
get
been-
on
I
a
be
plane
in the
on
airplane
Tuesday
like,
morning,
God
too.
damn,
Oh,
this
really?
flat
Yeah,
as
yeah.
motherfucker out there.
Jersey.
Oh.
I've been taught to pilots. Sometimes, like I'll run into some pilots and I'll ask them questions like, "What do you?" And they'll be like, and then
Almost like they're in the
I'll
secret
throw
society,
some
too,
things
yeah.
at them, and they'll be like, "Damn."
You might know
I'll
a
be
little
right
bit.
back, and I'm gonna get on my airplane. I'm gonna figure this shit out
Dang.
because they don't really think about stuff like that. And I throw even one thing. One of my other songs. Oh, I found even more crazier stuff out. They say that we're not even on like a not necessarily like a flat Earth like what you may think we are on. They think we're in like a dome.
I was
Like
just gonna bring
like
that
a
up. Yeah, that's what I heard.
firmament.
Got you. And then there's edges of the
like this.
dome.
Yeah, so
To
just
everything else.
so you know how let's say if I created a rainbow in this room right here, I can get a reflection of water in the mirror and it'll be straight. Usually, that rainbow will be like a straight line. But every time you go outside, the rainbow is a curve. Because they say it's a reflection of a dome that we're underneath.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. No.
I just don't know how to feel.
I know, but that's
All right,
My
exactly
brain
I
is
got-
working.
the way you're feeling is exactly how you're supposed to feel. Like you don't know how to
Okay,
feel. 'Cause
so-
that-
It
that's
starts
just like,
to
I don't
you just
know.
be
man.
like, "Nigga, I never really
don't
thought
know."
about a rainbow until now you're gonna be looking at rainbows like
You can't look at it.
I
I
Looking
just
at the
saw
shape
one
of it.
today because it was cloudy. I
Yo,
was
you
like,
did?
"Where's
Right.
rainbow?"
All right,
It is.
let me double back and get some questions out that I have about this same
Yeah,
topic.
absolutely.
Okay, so you were looking for people to talk to because your mind's getting blown open damn near every day
Absolutely,
reading this.
absolutely.
So have you been able to find that person like that you could talk to and like
Okay, so
learn together with?
I did have I did ask the universe for somebody to talk to. I did get that,
Okay.
and that's where the beat tape came out. Because I actually initially wanted to call it Oak City, and like it was just like a beat tape. Like it was
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
be like a series of beats, and like some of the beats were gonna be called like named after like vegetables and shit like that. I don't know, like something just
Yeah.
But like something came out of like my experience on a personal level. So, yeah, I had really wanted to talk to somebody, and I asked the universe. I said I really wanted to speak, and I got that chance to finally like meet somebody that was open minded and like was okay with me like speaking about like what was going on. I got that off my chest, and then I was just like, let me make this beat tape conversations and then name every beat something that I wish I could talk to with people. Because initially I really had like almost like 50 beats.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
But I wish I had to really go through them and ask myself, like, would you listen to this every day? So it broke down to 20 beats.
Gotcha.
So-
And then how did you come to the time that you chose to let each of them ride? How did you like come to that conclusion? Like,
Well, in general, I don't like long songs.
Gotcha.
I think beats should be very short
Okay.
and simple, especially it'll kind of make the person want to go back sometimes.
For
When I
sure.
listen
It
to
does, yeah.
some beat makers, they're really good, but then their songs will be too long. I'm like, you need to cut this short. I'm
Yeah,
in the car
yeah.
too long.
I know
But that's
exactly
just-
what you mean.
That's just
Yeah.
me personally. I guess maybe I have short attention span with music, but I just think that you shouldn't make music too long. And when I say 20 beats, it's like only literally less than 30 minutes long.
Right.
Yeah, 28
You know what I'm
minutes.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, but
it's
see,
just-
but even especially for like hip hop, because hip hop beats can be repetitive.
Right.
So if you're hearing that for like 6 minutes, it's like, all right,
gets-
okay.
That is
like,
right,
all
yeah.
right.
A good
Not
1-2
too
minutes
long,
is good.
but-
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
So
smart.
Like
yeah.
when it's especially like instruments, like Jay Dilla was 6 minutes of just a sample. It's
Right.
like no, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes is sweet.
Yeah, because some like I'll tell you like I really like Kanye West Father Stretch My
Father Stretch,
Hands,
yeah.
and it's so short, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta listen to it again.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that.
That's a good
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Same
So
with
he
like
got
Gucci
me.
Gang. Gucci Gang. I mean, I
Oh,
really like
that's
that
right.
song, and it's in and out, and I run it back
Oh,
Right.
because there's only one verse,
Right,
so
that's
it's
true,
like
that's true. That's
just
true.
start it
I didn't
over.
think about that.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, that
So
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's
And
what I said.
and especially with the climate of streaming and everything right now, like
Right.
that business wise is even
Right.
better because
Right.
you can the numbers are a little
And
bit better.
yeah,
off
Right.
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes you get the same thing when like a song has like maybe a great chorus, but they only do it like twice,
Yeah.
and it
Right.
makes you want to do the song
Right.
over again. You know?
Right.
Like how they have the crew song.
Yeah,
Where
yeah. The
That's
song,
true.
yeah.
It's hook, verse,
There's
hook.
Right.
the hook,
Yeah.
and then
That's
that's it.
true.
Yeah,
But you
there's
like the
no
hook.
break. They ride into every verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It's a great song.
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah.
All right, yo, yeah, we went on.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Hold on, let me figure out where I want to go.
Oh yeah. Where do you go from a wall, right?
Right.
I know, man, because you took me away for a second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to regain. All right, so I mean, besides that's been going on for these last 6 months.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I opened a business.
Okay, yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when I was going through all these experiences, I bought a new iPad Pro, and I bought an Apple Pencil with it. So I just kind of was more creative, and just not limit myself to anything. So I started drawing like my beat machines on my iPad, and I decided to put on like a mock T-shirt, and then I put it on Instagram. So I have a little following on YouTube, and I just asked them. I said, "What do you guys think?"
Right.
And they said, "Yeah, I'll throw you my money." I was like,
Yeah.
"Well,"
And congrats, because
Right.
I seen you grew
Now
a
that
lot
you
on
mention
YouTube in
it,
these last
yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
That's got some serious
Congratulations.
numbers though.
Thank you.
In the
Thank
last
you.
6 months. Yeah.
So, long as one or two people like something,
Exactly.
I'm just
yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna sell something.
Exactly.
So, basically, that's the demand. So
You
I
got a
needed-
nice little extensive clothing
Thank you.
section too. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna continue to grow. It's just I did some research, found out that it's 2018. It's quite easy to
Do everything.
own a business and kind of like let someone else kind of do the hard work for you. So I don't really,
Okay, boss.
yeah. So yeah.
She said, "Low key, I
Yeah.
bossed up these last.
Yeah.
Holla at me."
No, I turned that idea like from an idea to
A reality.
actually getting an LLC and figuring out what to do with taxes, which isn't that bad actually, because there's software that figures it out for you.
Okay.
And I just design different beat making options, and I think for me, when I go shopping, I don't really find a lot that I like. Well, I do find a lot that I like. I don't find a lot of beat making apparel.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see a shirt with like a beat machine, or I like his shirt. He's got like a drum set on it, which is cool. Like like music.
You don't see a lot of that though.
Right? Like you never. Oh, that's dope. Like
So
you never
many
see
drums.
anything.
So many
Almost like
drums.
You
a
don't see.
tour, like a tour almost.
It is kind of like a tour team.
I like
Yeah.
that. It is pretty dope.
So fashionable.
So that's a good idea of having different beat machines on the back.
There you go. Boom, bam.
Hey, boom.
Cut that from the
Right.
record.
No,
We don't
that's
want him
gonna
to steal her idea.
Come on,
No.
man. We don't steal ideas.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Minute marker 49.
But yeah, I just decided to put some of my ideas, like my favorite things, like beat machines and beat culture, onto T-shirts.
That's cool.
Because it's not really out there. I don't really see a lot of people taking it to that level as far as the beat making culture.
Right.
Like they're doing well with like making beats and like YouTube and stuff, but I just felt like no one's like,
You could be doing more.
yeah, everyone
Yeah.
could be doing something more. I feel like I can always do something more, but it was missing. I just feel like I want to buy a T-shirt with my beat machine on it, so I just put it out there and people support it, and like I got
Yeah.
stuff like I made this.
I like it. I'm
yeah.
checking it out.
For your project.
Yeah, for my project, it's everything was just made on like an iPad. So
Yeah.
I even like run my business on my iPhone. So it's really
Okay.
pretty awesome just to actually come in some passive incomes. Not have to. No, it's just
I know what
nice,
you
but it's
mean,
not
yeah.
even really about
feels
that.
better,
It's really
yeah.
just it's really for me to, I make music for myself. I don't make music for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making the clothes really for myself because, like I said, when I go shopping,
You can't find
like,
what you want.
right? Like, and I'd rather spend money on like
Something you
when I
actually
found
wanna
out,
wear.
when I found out I can like post something, submit it, and then like hit the print button and like have my own T-shirt. Like, oh well, why do I need to buy someone else's design
I can make
anymore?
my own stuff.
Exactly. So like, once I learned that, then literally I can print anything. I can design something tonight and have it printed tomorrow, and like
And be
have
ready
my
to
own
go.
shirt. And if you don't buy it, whatever. But
I got it for me.
yeah, it's for me. But
Yeah.
you know, I'll have it for you. If you'd like to buy it too.
If you want it, the numbers
You
is
know,
good.
you know, so people, you know, it's just really dope. So I opened up the business at the same time I launched my beat tape on my birthday. It's March 25th.
Is this the same time the website launched too?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
your
Oh,
birthday's March 25th.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
What's going on?
yeah, I don't know.
Big Sean's birthday.
Oh,
Oh, it
it is. I
is?
love Big Sean. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's-
huge. He's
And yeah, I'm
big,
an Aries too, 29th. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
yeah,
Nice.
So that's right.
Damn.
Yeah, Aries
Aries.
are dope.
Hey.
What's
Yeah,
that?
being down the rabbit
I've
hole.
never really
Right,
interacted
exactly.
with
Aries
people
Right,
who are
right,
born
exactly.
early in the year.
Say it
So
again.
I've never really interacted with people who are born early in the year.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, like my whole family, everybody has late birthdays except for my niece. She's
I
born in
never
March.
thought about
Really?
that. My
Right.
mom's,
Yours is when?
my mom's early
August.
birthday. My mom's
August.
February.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nice.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's cool.
It's different.
But I guess
Yeah.
everybody else is late in the year. October, September,
Wow.
November, and
I have to
December.
look into that.
Yeah.
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 So it's different. You guys are different people. Like my niece, she's different. So.
Wow. I guess that's. Thank you. I guess.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and Big Sean, you know, he's my
Oh yeah,
favorite.
he's
so-
dope.
Yeah,
He's the
I
my
I
Yeah.
listen
Aries
to them. I'm
lady.
like, bruh.
Yeah.
He's so
Voices
good.
in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
It's in my head.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I'm like, bruh. I don't
Yeah.
know how to rap, but I feel like I'm rapping. Bruh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these last couple months, I saw you did a live performance too. Was that your first one?
No, I did. My first live was like over the summer. Like
Okay.
before.
I know I've seen live performances.
Yeah,
from you.
I kind of cut down on some performances because I was trying to prepare for the beat tape. I didn't really like performing my old music because I was over it. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
Uh
How long? Yeah, no, we're good out here in these streets.
We coolin'. We
Right.
coolin'.
We all saw it though.
oh. All right.
But
No,
how long did it take you to put the project together?
Altogether, probably 6 months altogether.
Oh,
Because
cool.
I
So
for
that's
the
what you've been
first couple
doing,
of
yeah.
months, I would just listen to records. I didn't really make beats. I would just my routine was like wake up in the morning, get ready for work, and while I would get ready for work, I would listen to vinyl, and then I would record it at the same time, and then at work during my breaks, I would chop up the vinyl or chop up the samples.
Yeah, on
And
your
just kind
iPad
of
or
like
something?
organize it on my computer. I would just organize the music and then trying to find like drum breaks or drum sounds, and then later on like compose them all together.
Yeah.
Into like, because I also collect a lot of different samples, so like, I would listen to like YouTube videos or
Oh,
movies
man. Oh my
and
God.
like
I love those. I love when
I
you
can
do
sample
those.
directly into my machine, my sampler. So I would collect. I have like so many random like samples that are either like really deep or really funny. So I would add effects to them and then add them to the beat.
Okay.
So overall, because I was doing that and the business, because I had to like make sure everything was finalized. I wanted to do everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Because no one really knew I was launching a business. No one really knew I was launching
Right.
a brand. People kind of knew I was working on a project because I didn't release anything for a long time. So then I released it on my birthday. It was perfect timing. So
And the name of the brand is the
No Quantize.
No Quantize.
NoQuantize.com.
Yeah. Nice. You got the way you say
Right,
it. .com.
So let me explain what that means. Right.
Yeah. That's what I was about to follow up with that.
Yeah, so let me explain what No Quantize means. So basically, what Quantize means is when you are making a beat, the software that you're using has a feature called quantize or quantization. So what that means is every time you actually perform a beat, like you're like playing the keys or playing the drum, and you're recording that sample, Quantize will put your note, like on point. Like it'll put it on beat.
Correct it.
It'll correct it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll automatic. It's basically like just imagine if you were a bowler and you're a professional bowler, but you came out there with the bumpers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just to
Okay.
make sure.
Yeah.
People would be like,
Why are you here?
Yeah.
"You're not professional. You're
Yeah, her front for the cameras.
Not
You're
professional.
doing good because you got bumpers. You know,
Yeah.
you have no choice but to do well because you have bumpers. So,
Yeah.
long story short, when I was making beats when I first started, I didn't even know about quantization. I was just making beats, and they were already off. Like they're
Whatever.
and then-
but
yeah.
it sounded good though.
And one of my managers at work, he actually taught me about how to quantize my beats.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's something here that tells me, that fixes my, and I used it for a long time, and it's like training wheels for a bike. And it was cool. Like, I used it for a long time, and then there was points where I wanted to stop using it, and then I was scared. And then there was a point where I really, I stopped using it. Like, I turned everything off of my software to stop correcting me. And then because I found out Jay Dilla, he does not do any of that. He is not about that life. So, literally, when I make beats or music, it's like, what would Jay Dilla do? Would Jay Dilla listen to this? Or would he, nope.
Yeah,
I'm doing it, you know.
Okay.
Yep.
I like
So
it.
that's how I kind of trained myself to just stop using quantization. And it's really like a hardcore beat makers that do like lo-fi or like boom bap. They don't quantize their beats. Like it's like a known thing, like a legend. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but most of them don't.
You
And
can
it's
hear
like
that,
yeah.
but then a pop record will be quantized down.
Oh yeah, like a dance track, and it's cool for like house music.
Right.
And, it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be on point. So
Yeah, perfect.
for like hip hop, boom bap music that I'm making, like right now, it sounds better, and it's because like a real drummer that plays the drums, he's not being quantized.
Right.
For sure, yeah.
He's got his own groove.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
It's more
it would
organic.
sound weird if he was all stiff and all so that's what it's about. So it's just not conforming to the norm. So that's
Yeah.
what the brand means. So.
Nice.
I like it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I like it
Appreciate
a lot. I feel it.
That's ill.
I feel it.
And that was, you released that on your birthday, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw that emotional YouTube video.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had to show my mom because
Yeah.
no one really knew what I was doing. Like literally
Yeah.
nobody. I would be in my room for hours and days, like weeks, and
Right.
like
Working.
no one
Gotta
really knew.
separate.
Yeah, because I'm just a big advocate or believer that I'm not really much of a talker. I'm more much of a walker. Like you have to do
Okay.
it because a lot of people are like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then they never do it,
Just
or
do
like,
it,
or they
yeah.
bother you, like, "How's this going? How are you doing with this?"
I know
And I
what you
hate
mean.
that. I hate when
Yeah.
people ask me, "How are you doing?" I'm like,
Just
"Bruh,
the fact that they know, they feel like they can ask extra questions.
It's none of your
Yeah.
business. Until I
Okay.
get it done, I'm like, I got it, bow. And they're like,
Yeah.
whoa, I didn't know you.
All right, so back
Right.
off me.
Yeah, it's
I know
like,
exactly what you mean.
like, oh, this is what I was doing. This is why I was kind of avoiding you.
Yeah.
You were trying. I
This is
saw you were
why
trying to
I
say
was
that
minding
nicely.
my business
Right,
while
exactly.
you were minding my business.
Right,
You were
exactly.
trying to say that nicely, but you couldn't. I'm
Right.
I'm
There's
avoiding.
no nice way to say it.
Yeah.
That's the worst
This is
part
what I
about
was
it.
doing, Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was happy, I'm assuming, though.
Oh yeah, and I showed my mom, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is great." Everybody was
That's so
pretty
great.
surprised, and it was just really nice to like show everybody, and everyone's pretty surprised. I'm surprised. It was really nice to just get everything, and I'm happy.
Of
What-
course.
the way
to
this
put your
year is
art
go-
out there and have it be received. That's a good
Right.
feeling.
Exactly.
Yes.
With this year going so far, would you say this is like the best year of your life so far?
Oh, every year is really great. I've had some really good years.
Yeah. Do you
I
feel
mean,
like you're
I-
elevating with every year?
I do. I feel like as a person, I am getting better. That's the purpose, to be the best version of myself every single day.
Right.
So, I did go to Egypt one year, so I'm trying to top
All
that.
The
You went to
vibes are
Egypt,
here.
you said?
She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel it.
The vibes are here.
Yeah, I went to Egypt. Yeah, I
No,
went,
no,
I went
that's one of
inside
my
the
goals.
pyramids. And
Mm.
When did you do that?
when I was in college, I went to school in New York City, and
Right.
the reason why I went to I chose St. John's University is because they had a study abroad program that allows you to study in 3 different countries in one semester.
Wow.
So I got to
one semester.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got
That's
to
heavy.
Moving.
live in Salamanca, Spain, Rome, Italy, and Paris, France. And then when we was in Italy, because Italy is really close to Africa, we got to go to Egypt.
Skip down there real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always thought like if I
Man.
go to like the pyramids in Egypt, I'm gonna have some like overwhelming experience because
Probably.
I had a
It's gonna be
dream.
beautiful.
It was actually it was amazing, and I found out more things I didn't know, and that's what bothers me, that they don't teach us these
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Like there's multiple pyramids. There's not these. There's
Just this
a
certain
lot of
set.
pyramids. I mean, there's
Oh, wow.
yeah, there's so many pyramids in the desert. I went inside of the main Pyramid of Giza, right?
Oh,
And
word.
I went in there, right? And you're expecting to see these hieroglyphs, right? All these,
And it'd be
Right.
really
You know what I'm
dark
saying?
almost, yeah.
bruh, ain't nothing in there. It's just like these walls, and I'm trying to figure out what is it. So like, it didn't make sense when I went there. Of course, it was just like almost 8 years ago,
Yeah.
right? Now, when, the rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding out a lot about stuff about energy, and we talked about the crystals before. I found out that the pyramids actually could be like Wi-Fi antennas.
For like spiritual Wi-Fi antennas, or?
Just like they
Energy?
store energy.
Yeah,
Okay.
And because there are multiple pyramids everywhere, there's pyramids everywhere.
In
Like I
Antarctica.
said, they're Antarctica.
These are pretty large
yeah.
power sources at the same
Yes,
time. If the story
absolutely. Just
yeah.
imagine, like, we have Wi-Fi in our house. Say it again.
Mexico.
Exactly,
Mhm.
everywhere,
Yep, the Mayans.
everywhere, and they have them like lined up like perfectly.
They have them in formation
like
on top of
just
that.
just imagine like cellular towers outside.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But the pyramids are that.
Wow.
So I'm not sure if you heard of Tesla, Nikola Tesla.
Oh, Nikola Tesla. Yeah.
Yes.
3 of my songs are called Energy, Frequency, and Vibration. Because he said if you want to know the secret of the universe, look into frequency, vibration, and energy.
Right.
He knows. Oh, I wish people knew more about him because he knew about everything. And people
In
told
terms of what?
he knows how to house energy for free. So just
Oh, yeah.
imagine we can run this house on free energy, but people, he literally didn't get taken serious. So the people like at J.P. Morgan didn't fund him because he wasn't going to make any money.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
You're teaching people how to get it for free. Yeah, that's
Right.
He knew about the pyramids. He knew that the pyramids had some source of energy. So when you go into the pyramids, they don't have any. They're just blank walls, and there's this empty hole, and it's not a tomb. And there's not. People were told that they were tombs. It's not
Right.
really a tomb. There's other things that are tombs that look like they're actually like for
Burial.
king, like they're
Yeah.
like hieroglyphics everywhere. And
Oh,
like,
okay,
but
yeah.
the pyramids itself, like inside, they're kind of like meant for.
They're just structures.
They're structures, and for some reason, I think they're meant to carry vibration or energy or sound, or to make a pretty sound. Because I'm not sure if you guys realize that everything is made out of. All this stuff is not
Matter?
really. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
is
matter.
energy and vibration.
Oh, yeah.
All this stuff
Yeah.
is really not solid. So like basically, they say the pyramids could be like Wi-Fi antennas to something else.
Something
Yeah.
higher. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they're a lot
Okay.
older. They're a lot older than we think. They're not created by human beings. Like we
That's
couldn't
what I
have
heard, too.
created.
Yeah.
We couldn't have created some pyramid. When I
That's
went,
for
they're
sure.
perfect. Like they're. I'm like
Symmetrically
how the hell
perfect.
they're
That's
crazy.
huge. Like how
It's-
did anyone create?
It's so crazy that you're like talking about this because I know he listened to it too. The most recent episode of The Brain Idiots, they were talking about the Aztecs and the Mayans
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and how they were saying there's no way humans made that.
No.
It's way
Especially
too
with
perfect.
no technology
No.
back then. Yeah.
Actually reading
No
The
bulldozers?
Read The Secret not too long ago.
Mhm.
It was talking about the dream world and what everything is made up of. And
Absolutely.
along the lines of how everything is really just energy and
Yeah.
stuff versus
I'm gonna throw y'all off.
Oh
Go ahead,
God.
drop a dot.
throw you
Drop this bomb, son.
I am already sitting sideways like Paul Wall. I cannot.
I'm gonna throw y'all off with some other stuff. Like
I'm
my
with it.
whole beat tape got something like one of them. So one of my beat tape songs is called Simulation.
Yep.
Before I even get to Simulation, let me go back to No, I ain't even gonna get. I'm gonna go to Simulation.
I'm good left.
I ain't even go there. So you know how back in the day in the '80s, video games were just like Pac-Man and Pong
Very
and Snake,
simple.
right?
Super
They're
simple.
Pretty
Yeah.
simple. And then now we have like Grand Theft Auto and like
Right.
virtual reality games, right? And they're pretty
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 realistic.
real, right? So in 20 years, what do you think our video games are gonna be like?
Real.
They're gonna be like this shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna be smell. I touch you. I
Taste.
get like literally.
It's gonna be The Sims.
It's gonna be like no. Just
gonna be The
imagine.
Sims.
No, literally. 20 years, just not even 20, 10 years. 20
I can
years.
easily,
Because
yeah.
in 20 years ago, we didn't have what we have.
This.
We are
Yeah.
evolving
That's
so
true.
quickly.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So in
Yeah.
20 years, we will have a video game that is real.
Or
so
games.
what makes you think that we're not in that video game right now?
Dun, dun, dun.
No,
Oh,
seriously,
shit.
because like if you think about it,
Almost on some Men in Black. You're just in a locker.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
or
in
like
Men in Black.
Avatar, right? The
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
Avatar, and they
yeah,
go
yeah.
to sleep and then they go into a different world.
Yeah, wake up in a different body.
Literally, I think about it all the time. It's like, why do we get hungry? Why do we get sleepy? Why do we have dreams? What are my dreams? Am my dreams a dream? Am I in reality right now, or am I?
I
in,
get exactly
you
what
know
What
I'm
if it was
saying?
the opposite? Yeah, the
Exactly.
dreams is the actual reality, and then like when we come here, this is the dream.
Exactly, because I
And
sometimes
it's like a
have,
shared dream.
Damn,
no,
son.
for real, like literally, and
I know what
it
you're
makes me,
saying.
and it drives, and it all comes together because it all like, I start awakening and start realizing that we're all the same thing. We're all the same. Like you said, what if we're in one big dream? We're all going through the same
Right.
experience, but we're all spiritual beings going through a human experience.
right.
And once you realize like we're all kind of the same person or same thing,
Everyone's normal. Like,
everything has a purpose, and that purpose is to live.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I stopped eating like meat. I stopped eating like I started realizing, and then when I did that, like the universe kept giving me all this knowledge.
Right,
That's
of
when
course.
literally everything started to like, oh, you get congratulations, you stop eating this, but you get these knowledge drops of
Yeah.
like of these
Yeah.
amazing
You're
things.
making me want to do it. My friends want to do it.
It's worth it. It's at least it's worth a try. And like for me physically, I was going through a lot of pain.
Right.
So like it helped me physically, but then it kind of had an added bonus, and like even my mom's little chihuahua like had helped me get through it, because you know if you step on a dog, they make a really crazy noise.
Yeah.
I have a chihuahua.
And then my I had heard like a chicken like get like stabbed in the head, and they're just doing that so they could like drug them up or something like that, and it sounded like my dog, and my dog looks like a chicken nugget, and I call it chicken nugget. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, and ever since then, I'm just like, all right, I can't eat this shit.
Yeah.
Like, and all these other things, like realizing like I don't know what's real or what's like or what's a lie, or it's just all these crazy things that have been going on in my life. But it's crazy because a lot of people think some people, like, I'm not sure if you know who the guy that created the car Tesla, what's his face?
Oh damn, what's his name?
What's his name? Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
yeah.
thinks we're in a simulation. He's the guy that put the car into space. Did you guys see that?
No,
Oh, I didn't see
I
that.
did not.
Yeah, SpaceX. They flew a Tesla into space. Okay,
He like, I want to show you what I've been working on.
bruh. No, and it looks fake as fuck. I wish
that's
I,
for real?
yeah. Yes, and I'm over here like, where are the continents on the globe?
Yeah.
Where are the satellites? Where are the
Damn.
stars? Where's the moon? Where's the sun? Like where? And then you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause they're doing
Yeah.
a live broadcast of like,
Oh, they did a live broadcast of it
yeah,
too?
yeah.
Didn't they just do something at NASA a couple days ago? Like
I don't
this
even know.
past week, I saw
I
something
believe-
live on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
They was doing something. Yup.
They're doing with Will Smith.
With
Oh,
Will
yeah,
Smith?
that's right.
Is that what?
Will Smith is having the best
Bruh.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Smith.
Will Smith, he apparently was interviewing an astronaut in space.
What?
He was in Will was in Georgia, and like the guy was in the National Space Station. He was interviewing him, asking him questions and shit. I was like, let me ask him the questions. Like, let me ask him the questions.
I got some questions for you, bro.
All I wanted to say is like, please take that camera and pull it out the window so I can see this globe. Like,
You
I
see
wanna,
what's
like,
going
this-
on.
All
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to see
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like I want to be proven that the world is round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I want to know that people in Antarctica or Argentina are upside down.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Are
I
people
wanna
really
see the
upside
sphere.
down?
Yeah, I
Like,
want to see that sphere.
apparently y'all upside down to
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I be
Yeah.
asking, even like things like even y'all remember that solar eclipse that came?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I didn't never really pay attention to the sun and the moon before.
Yeah.
But I noticed that in my house in the backyard, the sun goes from east to west. The moon follows that shit
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same rotation.
Right. So when the solar eclipse comes, I didn't really realize that this time because it was in the summertime. The sun, you know, was up there, high moon, you know, high noon. We see the solar
Uh-huh.
eclipse. Apparently, the moon is going the opposite direction from west to east.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Passing by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what.
That's what you're talking
Right. I'm just like, wait.
What?
So the moon is going the opposite direction, and then people are trying to tell me, no, it's the shadow of the moon. I'm like, so where's the moon at then? If y'all told me that's
the
the
shadow,
moon,
or
right?
no?
I'm confused. So it's going the opposite direction.
Oh
So
no, it's not the shadow of the moon. It's the shadow of the Earth on the sun.
Right.
That's
Wait.
what
It's
what it is?
it's
a
the
shadow.
shadow of the moon.
Yeah. It's the shadow of the. It's
It's like the sun, and
The
then the
sun.
moon is here.
the sun. It was the moon. It's noon. It's 12 o'clock, and then
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
bright.
right.
It's
that's
bright
right,
as
that's right,
hell.
that's right.
The sun is right there. The moon is.
Moon
It's not the
comes
It's
right
passing
front
in
of
front
it.
of
And the
it.
thing is, I don't remember seeing the moon.
I didn't. Yeah.
I
It
do not
it
remember
just
seeing
went
the moon
dark.
during the daytime before the moon. You know, like you would see.
Yeah.
You know how you see the moon
see the
during
moon.
the
Yeah,
day.
Yeah. Like you see it
Right.
white, like
Right.
around 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
see
You
it
don't.
right
And I
there.
didn't really think about it until later. I was like, Mama, remember when we was outside looking at the
And
moon?
the moon glows, right? So then, if
It
you went
does.
Yeah.
in front of it, wouldn't it just be like a bright?
You would see
moon?
it. You would
Yeah,
see
yeah.
like characteristics of the moon.
Yeah.
So I looked into this. I said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was just like, I was looking it up. I was just like, the moon going west to east or east to west, like the
Yeah.
opposite direction for the solar eclipse, and no one could really like give me any good like answers on the internet. But I actually found out that in Asia they have this this ancient god called Rahu eclipse. That's why another of my beats called Rahu eclipse, and it's basically this sun god.
I can't wait to listen to the project.
They
again.
say it's
Yeah.
it's a second sun. No.
A second
Yeah,
moon.
it's a second. It's a second sun. They said it's a
Okay.
black sun,
Mm.
just
Which
like
is probably what we
It's
saw because
intense.
that thing
black
was
sun
definitely black.
hitting black sun. You are
yeah.
a black.
Ooh,
It's some deep shit.
take me there.
Black
Yeah.
sun. Oh shit.
Take me
yeah.
there.
Basically, they say there's this. So you remember they say we may live in a like in this dome,
Yeah.
and apparently there's something underneath it, and then apparently it's this black sun that we don't see even during the night, like because it's dark. Like that's why we didn't see it, but we only see it when it passes the sun.
Mhm.
That's why we see solar eclipses. So apparently in Asia they know about this black sun that comes out only a certain time, or we can only see it because it's passing the sun during a certain time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, it's hidden pretty much.
Wow.
Or we can't see it.
Yeah.
It is black as hell too. That's all you see is black.
Exactly.
You
So
don't
I
see no
thought
moon
about it, and I'm just
characteristics,
like,
And the degrees
I
change
want to
and
see this
everything.
shit again because it's
Gosh.
supposed to come back again in like 6 or 7 years,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Across the
yeah.
United States,
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, like these things, I'm just like sitting here wondering, like,
But they just make it seem like, oh, it's just the moon. Hey, everybody
yeah,
follow the
yeah. And then
Yeah.
I'm just like, and I have to
Why
really
don't they
think
tell us
about it. I'm
about
like, I don't remember seeing the moon,
shit.
but I see it now because now I notice I
Yeah.
see the moon during the day,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, how does this work?
yeah.
How do I
does-
see the
yeah,
moon
yeah.
during the day? I need a science friend.
Yeah.
How
You
come
know
I
when-
see the moon when it's, I'm confused if it reflects off of the. And then I
Yeah.
found out the moon it could have its own light. Like the moon is our the moon and the sun are lights. It's just one is just a different type of light.
Right.
Duality, like yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like we both need it balance, like
Balance,
the
yeah.
good and bad.
Mhm.
Like if you notice, nighttime is a totally different experience from the morning time
Right.
and daytime.
Right.
Totally different.
Right.
But it's like, and I really do feel like the sun and the moon are like guys, like God watching over us all the time. So
That's
I don't know.
amazing.
Hey, well, you know
no,
what
but
the-
I mean,
and I was
the-
gonna add-
no, but
yeah,
that
go
goes to
ahead.
like spirituality and nature, everything
Right.
being connected to the higher power
Exactly.
and religion, because the higher power is however you choose to see it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, it's
I'm
crazy.
with you.
It's crazy
Yeah.
because even people like they would say like, is it when they say God's son, is it a O or a U in that son? Because it's just
Yeah.
a different letter. It's like shit. It could be a U.
And then the black sun, people don't realize the black race have been on Earth longer than anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White people just came around about 6,000 years ago. We created white people.
Yeah.
But,
They came from-
yeah, we create like
if they're
Yeah.
if
I've
this is
seen that.
if this is the X-Men world, they're the mutants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like, they came
oh
from
yeah,
us.
Because
Yeah.
I was seeing that black people are only people that can create other races.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's where they apparently there was a guy that took albinos and made it with black people and then killed off the black people and kept the albinos and kept mating them until they created a different
The
race.
white race, which makes complete sense. Yeah.
And the white, there was basically there was like reverse racism. There was black people that didn't like the white people, and the white people were they were scared up into the Caucasus Mountains in Europe.
Oh, so that's a real thing. That's not just a joke.
That's real.
All right, break it down. You know a little bit about
No,
this?
I'm
now?
serious. Like,
been
yeah, like
using
that's
it
why
as
they're
a
called
joke for so long.
Caucasians. Like they're
Okay.
because they're apparently like they're this race of people that were put in these mountains or like scared into these the northern part of Europe, like where it's really cold.
Yeah.
Into these mountains. That's where Europe is. The Caucasus Mountains is in that area, and that's where they get their name. And apparently they made it with like monkey races, so that's why they get the whole
Evolution thing.
well, just that and just like that's why like a lot of white people are like maybe hairy. And
Oh, very true. Very
on
true.
their
Very
back.
true. By sixth
You know what I'm
grade,
saying?
the white boys came back legs
But
hairy
like
like a motherfucker.
black people are like more
telling you.
reptilian. Like we have like scaly, and like white people are more like
This is true.
hairy.
I get what
monkey type.
Yeah. They call us monkeys, motherfucker.
And then apparently, like even, and I think it even says it in the Bible. I think it was like, I think I'm gonna say it was like Moses had like released them from like the mountains or something like that, and it literally was like a mission for this race to take over and destroy the
The
world.
people
Like
who
that's what
ran them
that's-
into the mountains.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
if you
is-
think
yeah.
about it, what the history of the white race
Colonizing.
is pretty much literally to
Colonizing.
be just desensitized to everything we talked about, being one with each other,
Right.
loving each other. You know what I'm saying? They don't, you know that's and once we realize that you know we're all one, we are white people, we're all black people,
Right.
you know, animals, they can't speak for themselves, and we have to figure out how to, you know, the land feeds us.
Right.
We don't need to feed. We don't have to kill other things. Our purpose is to help others live.
Right.
All lives matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But in
Like,
the
all
right
that-
sense. Yeah.
So that's literally that's what it and I think that's the test. So literally, like I said, just imagine if our lives was a video game, and at the end of the video game, you know how they give you summaries,
Yes.
the judgment. You know,
Mhm, like your stats and stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Just imagine your life is like at the end of your video game, your life, you get like you did this, you didn't forgive this person, you killed this person, or you ate this, or you knew you did
Right.
wrong, and you get to do it again,
Yeah.
and you forget about it. So that's why one of my songs is "I Forgot My Past Life."
It's a reincarnation. Reincarnation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Bro?
Yeah,
I need
'cause-
that guy.
Yeah.
You know, because I really do. I don't know. Like, I really do feel like we are tested every single day.
Absolutely.
Everything that we're
100%.
going through is a test, and we don't
Absolutely.
realize sometimes we just go through like because we were told to do that,
Absolutely.
like tradition and our family, and but a lot of things that were tradition are very bad. Like there was a point where like slavery was a norm,
Yeah.
and like just imagine in maybe 200 years, our children may think that what we're doing is wrong,
Right.
With what we do as far as with animals and stuff like that,
Right.
So like we're gonna come to a realization in our generation. Like it's just like an awakening period. Like we,
Yeah.
and it's kind of crazy, and it's real. Like, and I tell you this, it's called the Age of Aquarius. It's literally like in 2012. There was an Age of Pisces.
Yeah.
That was between like the birth of Jesus in 2012 was called the Age of Pisces, and that basically was the age of deception, of lies, terror, every thing. And then the Age of Aquarius started in 2012 and the next 2,000 years, and that just is an awakening period. It's literally the age of unveiling the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And I
truth.
think maybe that's why shit is
I
getting
can
more
see that.
crazier
Yeah.
because you know the higher
This is-
ups like they're starting to know. Okay, this is the time where people start. Okay, now distraction because they're starting to wake up. They're starting to
Everything.
rally. They're starting to protest.
Chemtrails,
like-
bro.
Oh yeah.
Do y'all look in
Don't
the
even-
sky?
Yeah.
Do y'all
Yeah,
not
yeah.
look in
Are
the
you the
sky?
one that somebody just told me about chemtrails? Like
Bruh.
somebody, yeah, I know about them chemtrails.
I
Y'all
took a
gonna-
picture of
I'm a-
like these ones there. It looked like this, and I was just like, "What are they doing? What is that?"
It bothers me. It really does bother me because you'll go outside and it's a beautiful ass day.
Yeah.
And there's airplanes. They're not commercial airplanes. You see an air commercial, a Southwest or American Airlines. It is a normal airplane. These other planes are like jet private
Yeah.
airplanes, and they're dumping something in the air, and I found out basically it's aluminum, and aluminum is like it's like a powder based aluminum. This because they tested the groundwater. And they found out it's aluminum, and aluminum causes brain damage. It causes premature Alzheimer's,
Everything, cancer and everything.
Is someone
Alzheimer's and
Someone knocking?
I don't know.
Oh, you heard somebody knocking?
I thought so.
No, I heard something.
she awakening.
Maybe.
My-
Hello.
Your body was like,
But no, like
Wake
Seems
up.
like you're ready.
There we go.
yeah. Oh,
oh, that's
that's not no cloud, bruh.
Damn.
No, those are
Yeah.
all
What is
the.
it?
That should be pissing me off.
I have never seen it that intense before.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw- I
Oh,
saw the
yeah.
fucking-
No, I've
Oh, hell
never seen
yeah.
it like that before.
All the
especially working
time.
over there near the airport. Everywhere.
That's wild.
I looked up,
No,
like I
that's
was going to
wild.
work, and I was just like, what the?
Right.
They make some crazy patterns
It's-
sometimes.
It bothers me because they're really spraying something in our air. Like, just imagine if your neighbor was outside waving a gun, you probably like, I'm concerned, I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
But if like somebody's
An
spraying
airplane.
stuff in the sky, oh, it's normal. I'm
That's-
gonna walk my dog. Like, nah, like you
Like
have
nobody looks up and just be like, what
Why
the
is
fuck
it
is
like-
that? Like, what are they doing?
Especially
Right.
because I know it's not a cloud.
no, it's a
Yeah.
private company. Like I legit, it's a private company that's spraying stuff. I'm trying to figure out, well, what's that?
What is it? Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it's a lot of stuff they put in our tap water, like fluoride and like all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I
That's-
stopped drinking tap.
Is they it closes our third eye, our pineal gland. So that's why another one of my songs is called pineal gland,
Another
because
one
you
of
have
my
a third, you
favorites.
literally have an actual third eye,
Third eye, yeah.
that can see
To be honest.
shit.
Yeah.
Like
You can see through
There's
the
a chakra
veil
there,
over
too.
the
Yeah,
veil.
exactly. You see
if
the
If you
bullshit.
open that, and that's why you meditate and align your chakras.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't done
Exactly.
any research on that.
bruh, the third eyes. So there's a little child on YouTube that she blindfolds herself. She's Indian. She meditates, and she can see. Literally, she could describe like this is blue, like this is whatever. And she'll describe like
The
she'll-
whole room.
People will hand her a letter and she'll read it.
But she has that blindfold on.
'Cause she can
I think
see
I
with
saw
her
that
third
video,
eye.
yeah.
She can tell you. She can scan your body and tell you what.
Tell me if I'm sick or something.
Yeah, she'll diagnose you and tell you just need more water. You need more fruits
Yeah.
and vegetables, and it's crazy how much if you try to like filter certain things out of your diet. Like I
Yeah.
found out like our tap water has fluoride in it, and that just means that it's something that pollutes our third eye. Just
It's like these little crystals or whatever. It's like it causes a blockage on your pineal gland. So it's like killing the power of it. So you can only be able to see like what you're seeing with your
Out of
two
your
eyes,
two eyes.
but not with that third eye open. It prevents it sort of.
it's the biggest secret in the world.
Now, have you done your Dr. Sebi research?
I mean, I know a little bit about him.
A little bit?
but
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, I
he's
mean-
I'm sure
involved
you're
in
gonna
all- I mean,
get to it at some
Oh
point.
yeah.
We were talking about him because it
he
was
had the
on.
cure for everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cure for everything, and then he died.
What the fuck is going on right
I think
now?
it's the
Can you
wind.
close that hard?
Oh yeah. See, and look, and this is another thing too. This is another thing because last year it was like really bad for me. I was going down the rabbit hole, really deep. Once you do that, somebody opens the door. You get paranoid. I went through like this whole paranoia phase
Really?
last year. Yeah, it was
Really?
really bad. I had to like realign my whole
Right.
self and
Right.
get some energy from the
Right.
sun because
Absolutely.
my
Well,
energy was getting all
yeah,
knocked
you do
off
go through
out
this
of fear.
like Pharrell. He said the truth will piss you. The truth will set you free, but
Yeah.
it'll piss you
It'll
off.
piss you off,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you literally
That's
like
real
going
shit.
through like some like what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
you going through like some shit, and then afterward, I'm like, all right, we've been lied to. I'm with it.
Because how do you
Right.
feel? Like once you find out the truth, it's like finding out like somebody's been cheating on you or some shit. It's
Right.
like, how do you react to that? You know?
You
And
just live with it, or you try to at least like. For me, like make more better conscious decisions. I just
Yeah.
feel like I've been lied to, and I feel like the biggest lie for me is the third eye thing, and people don't really take it for granted because it's everywhere. That's why they have it in a dollar bill, and they put it in your face, and they talk about the whole Illuminati shit, and it's because it's a big ass lie. Like they know it's a secret. If you actually open your third eye, you start to know the truth. You
Yeah.
start to actually become successful.
Yeah.
You
Actually
learn. You
see.
learn how the law of attraction works. You know how to bring things into existence without having to.
You harness that
do
power
all these
that's-
other
that's been
things.
blocked.
Yeah. Like you start to things
Expand
come
your
to me.
vision.
Yeah, exactly. You literally have the power. Like
Yeah.
you have like black people have so much power.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's the biggest secret. And that's why we've been so
oppressed.
Yes,
Oppressed, yeah.
absolutely. We have so many. That's why they don't want to tell us about our identity,
I know.
or they don't want to feed us good food or put it in good situations to be successful. You have to be your own business person.
Right.
You have to do your
Follow your light.
Do your
That's
own
mine.
education.
Yeah, follow your light.
because I went to school, had the best education, but I got educated after that. Like I
Yeah.
got so I if I was to go through school and learn that during school, I wouldn't. I don't know if I would have finished it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm kind of, I'm glad where I'm at now.
Right.
I learned it afterwards, but I'm at a point where, all right, what can I do? I want to help inspire others, and that's my purpose. It's just to figure out how to inspire others, be abundant, and figure out how to show other people how to be abundant too. Because you can, we have a life. Our life is so beautiful, and that's the whole thing. Is around us. You have to be grateful for what you already have. Step outside and appreciate the freaking birds.
Look at the
my
trees.
God,
Yeah.
It
Oh my
sounds
gosh.
stupid.
Yeah.
It sounds
Man,
stupid,
no.
but once you
I
holy
tweeted
shit,
today,
You realize how
I
little
nature
you
and
do
shit.
it.
Yeah,
vibe
yeah.
of the day is love and abundance.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the vibe of the day. Just I have so much love. Love's here, love,
Yeah.
love. Because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
It never runs out.
And
Yeah.
acknowledging how short life is.
Yeah.
I remember I was
Exactly.
waiting for my mom to give me something the other day, and I was just sitting in the parking lot of this store, looking outside at just bushes
Right.
and the tree. I was just
Right.
like,
Enjoying the view.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
but
just
it's
like, this is
nice.
the only time I'm ever gonna have to enjoy this because
Right.
life is
Right.
minuscule. The
It
amount
is.
of time we're gonna have
Right.
alive.
It
Yeah.
is, man. It really is. I hear so many sad and bad stories with people where they're going through every day, and it makes me grateful for what I'm going through, and it continues to make me abundant. But I want to show people how they can
Build their own abundance.
right? Because
Yeah.
literally, all you have to do is think about what you're grateful for.
Yes. Find your motivation and not give a fuck about what anybody has to say about it because it's yours.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
why I feel like I would have a overwhelming experience if I ever went to Egypt to the pyramids
Right.
because I had a dream that involved the symbol of Horus,
Yes.
the Horus symbol.
Yes.
Yeah, this creature was scaring me in my dream. He kept coming at me or whatever.
Right.
But I could tell that his nails were made out of paper clips. So I was like, oh, he's not
Interesting.
so scary. Then my, two family members came, grabbed him, and put him in the back room, and sat him in front of the TV. I went back there, and the black guy who was just sitting there, he had locks when he was scaring me, but then when he was sitting there, he was just a black, bald guy. He was sitting there, and I forgot what I asked him, but then he turned around, and he had the symbol of the Horus thing on his eye, and he was looking at me angry, and he said that what was the word that he used? Not oppressed. I did some, for lack of the better word that I can't find. Oh, persecuted. I persecuted many people in the past, or something like that. And he was looking at me angry, and then I started to feel guilty, holy shit,
Yeah.
did I do something, in a past life or something?
Right.
But he was just looking at me like that, and then I remember everything started turning to sand, and then I looked out the window and I saw dead leaves falling from the sky. I was and I said it was raining in the dream for some
Right.
reason, and then I woke up, and then that symbol, I never thought of that symbol. I saw it before, but I
Right.
never really thought of that symbol before. I looked it up. I was like, what is that symbol? And then I saw is the eye of Horus. I was like, why did I have a dream about that? Cut to, it connects to this whole thing I was going through a long time ago where I would see numbers all the time.
Yes, numbers.
No, that's a sign.
The angel
Bruh,
numbers
It's a sign
thing.
from
numbers,
the
Angel
universe.
numbers thing.
Bruh.
That's a sign
So
from the
I
universe.
used to see 311 all the time.
Yeah.
Then I met a friend who was into
See
spirituality.
9/11 a lot.
Which one?
What?
See 9/11 a lot.
9/11 line? Oh. Yeah, I saw that number a lot. And I have a friend that's really into spiritual stuff. And she was like, yeah, let me take you to this store that, it has spiritual stuff. Now, there was this store in Raleigh that I see with a big 311 on it. And I always used to see it. I was like, oh, 311 or whatever. I went in there, and she was like, I was like, oh, this 311 thing? No, I just have this thing with 311. She was like, yeah, let's go inside. This is the spiritual store. Went inside.
Whoa.
It was a spiritual store, and in the back, it was a big sign of the Horus. I was
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
Absolutely.
that is a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I was like, the dream,
Damn,
the
expensive.
numbers,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
leads me all to
Absolutely.
this place. and
Absolutely.
That's why I bought that crystal that I felt it was
Oh,
working
yes.
too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
had too
some
much
of them,
negative.
some of them be powerful.
Whoa.
I go to sleep with one of them. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. I had to. I don't
Shoe
wear
way.
this specific one. It's still in my mom's
Yeah.
garage. I put it over there. I was just because I
Had
told
too
you.
much
Yeah,
power. Yeah,
I
I
think
remember.
all my fears and shit.
Well,
I
yeah,
started
because I
feel.
think you said you were kind of in a dark place too, right?
Yeah,
And
but
you
it was
feel
all
like
those
that's what it
fears.
drew
Right.
on.
It was the
Yeah.
paranoia of going
Right.
down the rabbit hole and all that
Right.
shit. It was manifesting for
Right.
real.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit. I was, a lot of spiritual stuff. So I took it off and I felt this big weight. I was like, I was like, what
Right.
the fuck? It's real?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So if I go to like the pyramids or all, I don't know if it's like, man, am I going back to somewhere I've been already?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I highly encourage you to go.
Yeah.
I've been there. You can go.
Yeah, yeah,
trust
you
me,
survived, yeah.
because that's it. Like if I can do anything, anyone else can do it, and they can do it better than me.
And then
Right.
maybe I'll
So-
change. Don't go into the mindset of fear. Just go in with the,
Listen, no fear exists. Like you,
Yeah,
Legit.
yeah.
no,
you
no
know,
fear.
That's something I talked to like an older person. He was like, "Don't
Yeah.
live your life in fear." Like
Yeah.
you know, old
No.
people just
Yeah.
be throwing you
Yeah, these
wisdom,
are
and
the-
it doesn't
Right.
register until later.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
live your life in fear.
No.
Never live in fear. You should
Yeah.
fear nothing. I
Right.
was
No
like,
fear. Like you should have no fear of
Yeah.
anything. Like
It's bad for your
honestly,
body.
it's the universe is working with you.
Right.
Like those
Yeah.
numbers are just indications telling you like don't worry. Like every time you see something like that, it's just like, right, I'm good.
Right.
yeah.
Like everything has
It's almost
always
like
worked
cheat-
out. Like,
Like if
Right.
this is a game, it's almost like the cheat codes or something. Like
It
this
is.
thing leading you. Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
I've always seen 9/11 or 11/9, 11/09, but lately I've seen like dual numbers like 11, 22, or 3, or 33,
Repeating
44,
numbers, yeah.
or
Mhm,
repeating numbers, and
Yeah.
it all has to do with spirituality. It
Yeah.
all has to do with like your spirit guides,
Yeah.
like trying to guide you into
That is
the right
true.
direction. So every time you feel like, no, you should be good. Like I'm good. Like, I shouldn't be worried.
I feel
So,
you.
Yeah.
yeah, so the third eye, but y'all should really look into the third because you have a third eye. I
Yeah.
stopped drinking tap water. I don't have toothpaste with fluoride in it anymore.
Oh, you don't?
Uh-uh.
I was debating whether or not I should.
Bruh,
do it.
nah, the only thing that like I wish I could do is just not take showers with the tap, like have a
Yeah.
filter on
Yeah,
it because,
yeah, I mean,
because your body absorbs it, and it really
Right.
does.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling y'all, it's the biggest lie in the world. That's why they put it in y'all face and tell you it's like some secret society thing. But no, it's the biggest secret in the world that you have a power inside of you
Yeah.
to manifest
Whatever you
anything,
want.
anything.
Whatever
We
you want.
created everything. We created everything,
Yeah.
and they took it away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have to take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to own it. So like you have to look into the third eye. Like you could start seeing the bullshit. Like
Yeah.
start realizing like
crazy.
this shit's fake.
Yeah.
Like-
Hey, no, going back to the dream world thing,
Mhm.
it reminds me of something that KRS-One said in one of his videos, because
Yes.
there was a video of him talking about like the difference between like the Masons and
The
Right.
Illuminati.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah, but he was saying like
he did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, he said something like he didn't really go too much into it, but he was saying like with the Masonry, he was saying like the Masons like have like this song, and the message of what they do is in this song, and it's a song that you've heard before, and then he started singing it, and he says, "Row, row, row your
Yes,
boat
that
gently
song.
down the
Yes,
stream,
that song.
merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream."
Exactly.
And he was like, "The answer is there if you heard what I said."
Right.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
life is but a dream. Oh shit! Is there really
Yeah.
some kind of simulation?
You are the boat.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
life
yeah.
is literally you just have to
You're sailing on it or something. Yeah.
like there's a breakdown, another video of some guy breaking that song down. Like
Oh, really?
like breaking that like the
An
like
ex girlfriend of mine broke down. She was saying like the Kermit song that he used to sing back in the. Damn, there's a song that he used to sing at the end of the Muppet Show all the time. The Rainbow Connection, the Rainbow Connection, or whatever.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that song.
She was breaking it down to me. She was saying like lyrically, she was saying like I think the creator of this was telling
Part
the
of that.
truth in this song
Right.
about everything.
Oh, yeah.
you
Just
just have to
coding
read
it in
into it.
there.
I didn't really look into it yet, but
a lot of
Interesting.
programs they know about the truth. That's why they call it programs. TV tell lies through your visions. Like they tell lies through the whole TV concept is a lie. Like they're programming you to
a television program.
they're
programming
either
you. It's not a
purposely
program you're
telling you
watching.
things in front of you. Like if you guys watch like The Simpsons, like the Simpsons movie, they have the whole movie is about them being in
In
a
the
dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
You
that,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The
Like-
Simpsons has predicted so much stuff. By the way.
Exactly.
That's
Bruh.
So much
It's
stuff,
like,
by
what
the
the fuck
way.
is going on over there?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the TV,
9/11?
they like even like I said, the dollar bill, like the
Yeah.
whole Lumen, like that's them trying to like mess with us to try to say like there's a cult thing, but no, they know that the secret is that we have the knowledge to, and they're distracting us with all these like shootings and these terrorist attacks and shit like that. Like it's some deep shit that's going on. They're just trying to hide from us.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some really
It
deep
goes
shit.
crazy.
It's some deep shit, and I'm just even since it's like some conspiracy theory shit, but like some of the stuff is real.
Yeah,
Like just like 9/11, like a lot of this stuff, people are like, oh, it's bruh. Like,
Yeah.
where's the airplane at in the Pentagon at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
The footage is
Yeah.
going,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know
Be
if I
careful.
want to.
Yeah, be
I feel like
careful.
it's gonna give me anxiety.
no.
You'll be right where I was, right?
I feel like it's
Nah,
gonna
you
give
have
me
to worry about
anxiety.
it. My thing is just like, I found out my value, and I found out that we're extremely we have money is nothing.
No, it's not wealth.
Money is we can, like I said, attract anything. We can create anything.
wealth.
Our purpose is to create.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like to make stuff, not to work, not to slave. Like
Right.
where our purpose is to inspire others,
Mm-hmm.
and then that inspiration allows people to create. So when I make these videos or make beats, I get so many people telling me how they're inspired and how
Right.
they end up doing the same thing or doing other things. And
Right.
that's my purpose. Like that's why I like doing what I'm doing. I can die tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, be good because I know that I've inspired someone. I can die and they can say like, oh, she inspired me.
Right.
And that allows them to create something that lasts longer forever. Like my music's gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
When
something.
you're
You know what I'm
gone.
saying?
That's honestly something that I've always thought about because I heard Biggie's mom say that. She was saying that even though she lost her son, she's luckier than most mothers because she said I get to hear
Facts.
his voice anytime I want to.
Facts.
I get to put his songs on. She was like some of his songs were violent, some of them were heartfelt, but I guess I get to hear my son until I
Facts.
die.
Yeah.
Facts.
Hear his
Facts.
voice.
Facts.
But
So,
yeah. But what do you want people to get from conversations?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll end it with that.
Well, pretty much, just question everything. Period. Because everything for me, like, has been a lie. Like, that's why I've been feeling like recently, and finding the truth is important.
Mm-hmm.
Being naive is not popping anymore.
Yeah.
Like not knowing.
Ignorance is bliss.
No,
And it's
it
not the
is-
age.
No, it's
for
not cool
ignorance.
anymore. Like I feel like we are all born with knowing the knowledge of right and wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I just feel like it's something to talk about. Some people avoid things and they just think it's cool because of tradition of what they were brought up. But if we actually talk about it, maybe you'll think about something a little differently next time
Right.
you do something
you can
or
move
how you treat
to the
people.
next level, move forward from it.
Exactly. And I hope to inspire other people. I challenge myself to be a better person, so I'm hoping
course.
that influences other people. So
Yeah.
that's really the takeaway. It's just to inspire people and have conversations. I don't know the truth 100%, but I just feel like I've been, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And it's just dope to have these conversations and then really like question things like,
Yeah.
how does a rainbow work?
Yeah,
I never really
yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah, when you break
know
it
what
down
I'm
to the simplest form.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to go outside and look at a rainbow completely different now. You'd be like,
Damn sure. I'm looking at a lot
you're
of
going
shit
to be
different
inside
right
and
now.
it'd be a straight rainbow. You'd be like, that rainbow, I never seen a curved rainbow inside.
Yeah.
I go outside, it's curved. How? Why?
That's why I say I don't have all the answers, but I have all the questions.
Exactly.
There you go.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for conversations and just building on the brand for No Quantize. And
Yeah.
like I'll be releasing like new T-shirts and designs like every week.
And
every
where can
other
they
week.
find you?
NoQuantize.com.
Yeah.
You can check out the website. It has all my merchandise, my hats, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. I have socks. I have baby clothes.
Okay.
I'm about to
Okay, we got
I'm about-
options.
Yeah, I'm about to
Yes.
cop some socks and a t-shirt.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Socks
that's
would
a
be
fact,
really
yeah.
fresh.
Thank you.
But
And
yeah,
then- Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got my content, my videos, my bio. I'll probably be adding new pages to showcase the family. And family is people. I don't like calling people fans. I like calling everyone family because I think everyone's fam. So I'll have like a fan page that'll showcase everyone that supported me and like have like either their beats or like their pictures of the merchandise.
Of
So I
course.
can just
Well,
share,
yeah.
show the love and show
your appreciation.
Yeah, exactly. So just check out noquantize.com.
Yeah.
Love it.
And hey,
Thank you.
thank you for coming for the second time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
We
you for
love
having
it.
me. It was
Yeah.
a good conversation.
We
Social
gonna do it
media
again.
handles.
Yo, I'm so
shout
glad
those
we
out.
met. Yo, that shit.
Yeah, you
it's-
can-
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
You can follow me at Sarah2ill at Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud.
Everything.
Find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Sarah the Instrumentalist.
Conversations.
Tidal. Yeah, Conversations is the
Streaming
20,
on all
20
platforms.
Beat, yep, streaming on all platforms. 20 beats, only
It's
28 minutes.
it's probably your commute to work, so you
Exactly.
can get it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody can listen to
you
it.
washing dishes, you taking a dump.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's
Same
quick.
time.
It's light.
28
Right, exactly.
minutes.
So,
yeah.
It's just something to get you going. It's I released it in the springtime, so it's some upbeat, cool,
Some
fun
springy shit.
songs. Yeah, exactly. So get you in the mood. So
Yeah.
Like it.
thank you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
No
Thank you for
problem,
coming back.
Thank you.
And we'll see y'all next week, yo. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all next week.
See you later.
Deuces.